Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is very drama filled. We're definitely going to have a long video with multiple topics. In the first part of the video, just so you guys know, I will be talking about the Clix situation and him possibly cheating in the World Cup. Now, I just want to point it out right away here. There is a lot of intricate things about this Clix situation, and it is pretty much impossible to prove that he actually did cheat or use a macro during the World Cup qualifiers. But there still is a very serious issue where players can be cheating, and it's practically impossible to prove whether or not they are. So basically, there's an undetectable cheat slash exploit slash macro in the game right now, and as I said, it's undetectable, basically impossible to prove somebody is using it or not, and that's exactly why it needs to be exposed and why Epic needs to fix it as soon as possible. We're going to cover everything about that situation real soon here, but let me explain what the second part of the video is about. It has to do with Evade and their former owner, once again, Ghost X. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, X used to be the owner of Chronic, which is now Evade, but he ended up leaving them to join Ghost Gaming. Well, today a bunch of drama went down between him, the new owner of Evade, which is Han Tao, and a bunch of their members. It's absolutely insane. There was a war on Twitter, and I hopped into a call with a Ghost X and Evade Han Tao, and they explained to me what exactly is going on from their perspectives, so that will be at the end of the video. But now, let's get into this Clix situation because it's very interesting and intricate as said. It's a long story, so be sure to pay attention to every single detail. So this all started about 2 days ago when everybody was going crazy about this new wall replace method where you could actually take people's wall so fast and they couldn't do anything about it. And because Clix from Misfits, who already qualified for the World Cup in duos and in solos, is really good at taking people's walls, a lot of people started accusing him of potentially using macro. There was this one specific clip floating around where Clix did say he had a bind, but he didn't directly mean that he was macroing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick.
Oh my god.
Pick us pedal. Are you 20?
Yeah, no, I'm 1.
No building. Oh, no. It was a keybind. It was a keybind, I swear.
So if you don't understand what's going on in that clip, let me explain it. So Clix and Skeptic were just 1v1ing and they both got down to one shot. And when both players realized they were really low, they agreed, okay, let's pickaxe. And then Clix said, no building. But then he accidentally built, and then he told Skeptic, oh sorry, I built, it's a bind. And because he said that, a lot of people assumed he was using a macro. And since a lot of people on Twitter and Reddit were using this specific clip as proof of him saying he was actually macroing, in Clix's defense, I wanted to clear this one up first, because he actually didn't macro in this clip. So his wall button is F, and you can see if you slow this clip down a lot, his thumb actually moves up and presses F. So you can clearly see him pressing it with his thumb. An issue was everybody was looking at his index finger and they didn't see him press F, but you gotta pay attention to the thumb. So he's definitely not macroing here. He pressed his wall button. So now that we cleared that specific clip up, let's go ahead and move on to the crazy stuff that has been going on today, where actually a member of Kongarna, Exalted, made a video on the situation exposing this macro slash exploit slash cheat that players can use and is basically undetectable. Now in his video, he also called out Clix and said he was using the macro, but after further investigation, in my opinion, it does seem like he isn't using the macro, and there is further proof that we will be showing later in the video coming from Zate and CypherPK back in Clix, which I will show all of you guys that later. But first, let's take a look at Exalted's video because he actually does make some really strong points in it, and that's the fact that there is this exploit slash cheat in the game that is undetectable, and Epic Games needs to do something about it. So let me go ahead and show you a clip of him explaining it.
Now before I continue, I want to let you know this is super against TOS. This is pretty much cheating, so do not do this in real games. You will get in trouble. The only reason why I'm doing this is to show pretty much Epic what they need to fix and how problematic this actually is. Do I know what that means for Clix? I do not know, but I don't think it's fair that he did qualify. With that being said, let's get right into the macro that Clix is using. So pretty much what you do is, as you know, when you hit a wall, you don't have to wait for the full swing animation. So this macro cancels the swing animation the second the wall does damage. So for example, you can just like cancel it like that. Like you don't have to do a full swing. Now, it cancels the millisecond that your pickaxe does damage, it cancels and brings out your wall and then places it. Then 1 millisecond later, it pulls out the shotgun to get the insta place. So it looks something like this. It's insanely quick. I'll do it again. it's insanely fast as opposed to doing something like this. It's obviously much faster. And even though this is happening in fractions of a second, it's so much faster that you can actually physically tell when you're doing it and when you're watching. But something that this allows you to do is because it pulls out your gun practically immediately, you can instantly edit the second you click the button. This makes a lot of sense because I was wondering when watching Clix videos, how does he edit so fast knowing he's going to get the wall? And this is pretty much it. The second you click the macro, you can go ahead and edit, shoot, reset. Or what he did in his case, just because of the meta change, is he mainly just took the wall, edit, and then ran into the box, and the person was just absolutely starstruck as to how they got that wall. Because odds are they were a 0 ping player, and he's a pretty low ping player too, but that wasn't an issue for his macro.
So Exalted basically just broke down the method and how it works and how macroing can speed up the process. And later in his video, he did go in depth more about how you can actually set it up for your mouse and stuff, but I don't want to play that part because I don't want a bunch of people exploiting. But the main reason he made this video is so that people can see that there are players out there potentially using macros and it's undetectable. So sure, maybe there is a small chance out there that Clix is using this macro, but from everything I've looked at, it really doesn't seem like he is. So I got in contact with Clix and I asked him, listen man, you gotta show me this method, I gotta understand how it's done so I can see if you really are innocent and not using a macro. So he hopped into a game with me and he showed me what he was doing, and it's basically what Exalted showed in his video, minus the macro part. It's where you swing your pickaxe and then you cancel the animation, and as you cancel the animation, you want to press your wall button and place it as soon as possible. But what Clix told me is it's all about timing and speed. You have to get the timing and speed down, and he told me it takes a lot of practice to get this timing and speed down, and he has been practicing and doing it for months. That's why he's so good at it. And here is an example of him doing it on his stream while failing from 3 days ago. Alright, let me go ahead and play it in slow-mo and explain exactly what's going on. So first here, he's going to swing at the wall once, legitly, just to get it to one swing. Now he's going for the second swing and switching immediately to his F button so that he can take the wall, but he mistimed it. That's why you see the wall not take damage. He switched to it too quickly. And then again, you see it happen a couple times. So right now he switches, the hit doesn't go through because he switched too fast, but eventually he breaks it here and then finally gets it. So as he explained to me, it takes a lot of practice. You have to get the timing down, and sometimes he fails, but when he's on point and really focused, he usually gets it a lot because he's been doing it forever. So he showed me this method, then he said go ahead and try it on me. So we went into a game and I tried the wall replacing method, and at first, again, it wasn't working a lot for me because I didn't know the timing, but once I got the timing down a little bit, it worked a lot and I was able to take his wall. Let's go ahead and roll a few clips of that so you guys can see.
You see what I mean?
And we did it for like 10 more minutes, you know, I failed a lot, but eventually I got it down pretty consistently. And if you do practice this method a lot, and if you especially have low ping like Clix, he sits around the 20 to 15 mark, you'll be able to take a lot of people's walls very easily. Sometimes it won't work, but for the most part, it is pretty consistent if you're good at it. And that's what you can see from this clip. Clix failing at it, but then eventually getting it on his next try. Now, after all these accusations started to come out, Clix said he showed a few select pros yesterday, one being Zate from NRG and Cypher PK. So I went ahead and messaged Zate myself and I asked him this: can you confirm that he did show you his method and it is consistent and not a macro? Zate responded and he said, yeah, he showed me, and he doesn't have a macro. And then since I don't have contact with Cypher PK, I asked Clix to go ahead and message him. He said, yo Cypher, I'm trying to clear my name and the Fortnite guy needs some screenshots of proof that I'm not using a macro. So I need to ask you, is the method I showed you consistent and am I using a macro? Cypher said, it's consistent on low ping, but not so much for high ping. I can vouch for that. Also, in the video, you clearly input your buttons and I analyzed it. I personally don't think it's a macro. So I think based off what Clix showed me, some of the clips he linked me, and also this message from Zate, and then this other one from Cypher PK, it is fair to assume that he is probably innocent and just has been practicing this method for a very long time, and now he's really, really good at it. So that's it for the first topic of the video, guys. It was super long. It's already past 10 minutes. I could have easily made one video out of this and made another video to get more money, but I figured just put it in one video all together and you guys would enjoy that more. I asked you on my community page, so if you guys appreciate that I did that, do me a favor, drop a like on this video. Let's try to get to like 10k. But now let's go ahead and jump into the second topic, which does have to do with Evade, Old Chronic, New Chronic, X, and Han Tao. I did sit down on Discord and have a talk with X and then Han Tao, so I will be playing those for you guys at the end of the video, but first, let me explain how this story started. So this all started earlier today when Derek, Sway, Ghost X, Shaw all agreed to make a side team / clan just for fun, and they decided to use the Old Chronic Twitter and named it @FearNova. As you can see here, this is the Old Chronic Twitter. They already have 66k followers. The new tweet today saying new beginnings. Now because there was a new clan or team on the block and a lot of these guys came from Evade, a lot of the Evade members, including Han Tao, were kind of freaking out because there were some Evade members that wanted to leave Evade and actually join the new Nova team. So some of the Evade members were freaking out in the official Evade chat and they started talking crap about X and Nova and a bunch of other stuff, and this got leaked to X. So X posted those screenshots, made them public, and called out Evade. Let's take a look at some of them. In this first screenshot, we see X saying, WTF, look at these clowns. And then again, this is the Evade team chat. You can see them saying, oh, let that man go, the guy who wanted to leave and join Nova. Then they say they're so effing mad. Another guy says there's another team to meme. They're talking about X's team. Then another guy says X and all of them joined in because they are trapped for 3 years. They regret joining Ghost Gaming. They want to do something besides represent Ghost until they're 20. Then X posted another one basically calling out Evade again because they were saying some BS. Looking at Han Tao, he said to Whistles, a player that wanted to leave Evade, should have said something before I ruin X's career. Wish you the best of luck, Whistles. Not sure exactly what Han Tao was talking about and trying to ruin X's career, but that really pissed off X, as you guys can see from the tweet. Then after this, another guy who was a part of Evade, his name is Kiri, he posted this tweet. He said, was treated terribly because I don't have massive clout. And then it's one-on-one messages between him and Han Tao from April 29th when Kiri was trying to leave Evade. So basically, Kiri made a tweet that he was leaving or wanted to leave Evade, then Han Tao messaged him, and this is some of the leaked DMs. Let's jump into it. Han Tao says, it doesn't matter unless you would like to pay the 10k buyout. Kiri says, so when others left, they were able to tweet that ? And then Han Tao said they had reasons. They didn't just tweet stuff out without asking first. Then Kiri says, I have my reasons. Han Tao responds, listen, you got 2 options. 1, pay the 10k buyout. 2, delete your tweets and redo it as released from Evade. So personally to me, this is, kind of yikes. Holding players to a 10k buyout, but you're not paying them any salary? I don't really like it. I mean, I guess I see it from an organizational standpoint. You're trying to make money, but it's a little shady, a little scummy, Like, for my players on Kongarna, they're free to leave whenever they like, They're just representing my team, and I'm representing them. I'm helping them get bigger, and they're helping get my name out there by playing better. But as I said earlier, guys, I did hop into a talk with X and then a talk with Han Tao, so they can both give their perspectives and individual sides on this whole story. So let's go ahead and jump into what X had to say first. All right, what's going on, X? Let's go ahead and jump into it right away. How about you tell us why you started Nova and how all this drama began with Evade?
So basically, I was just chilling on Fortnite, and then Derek offers me to create a team with him, and I was down because it's just a clan, so I'm down to create a team. And my vision was to just give opportunities to the people that are actually talented but don't get the opportunity, one, because they can't join the org because the org either denies them or doesn't hit them up, or two, because they're in a clan, but it's not a clan that doesn't have the big platform. So not to sound like offensive to any clans, but it's just some clans don't have the platform, and I feel like I have the platform, including with the other members, to actually give these talented players a chance to grow and stuff. And so I made the team, obviously, with Derek, and Derek is the one who offered me to join in on it. So I said yes, and then everything goes well. I go to sleep. That was last night, and then this morning I wake up and I get screenshots of Evade chat talking shit, and people are telling me that they had a whole meeting based on the new team we created. Mind you, I didn't make this team to go against other people. And Shah texts me and he's like, yo, people are sending me screenshots of the Evade chat talking shit about you and saying that they had a whole meeting about basically just about you and Nova, which is the new team. And they're like, oh, X is going to ruin the new team. The new team is done for. It's not even going to last. So I felt disrespected because I didn't say nothing about Evade ever. Like, I haven't spoke about them because it's none of my business. I respected Evade until obviously this happened. And so I confront Han Tao. Han Tao doesn't respond. I think he was sleeping. So I just wanted to tweet it out. So I showed everybody what Evade was doing. They were like, at first, I have the screenshots, but I didn't want to like post the proof of literally of what they were saying, because it would expose the person that sent me the screenshots, and he says he doesn't want to be exposed. So what I did was Derek DM'd Forbes, and Forbes was like, oh, who's the snitch, so we could kick him, which basically gave me proof that is actually I'm able to publicize without exposing the person. So I tweeted that out, and then I DM Eagle and I confront him, and I'm like, yo, why are you guys doing this? I didn't do nothing to you guys. Why are you guys trying to say my team is going to be ruined? He ignores me, and then he sends the screenshots of what I messaged him to the Evade chat, and then the Evade chat sends it to me. Somebody in the Evade chat sent it to me. So I'm telling them, okay, so you could post it in the chat, but you can't confront me. So I felt disrespected. I felt like they were sneak dissing. So I publicized everything, and I already knew the people in there were snakes. So somebody like Tendy, he messaged me and he apologizes and all stuff, and then he blocks me. So I tweet that out too. I'm showing him that he's two-faced. He's talking like he actually cares or something, and then he blocks me, and then he unblocks me later to say sorry again, which I'm not going to accept his apology, because this happened back in Chronic. In Chronic, people thought I was a bad person because I wanted to end the team, but the reason being was because there was so many problems in the actual team. There were so many snakes. Chronic wasn't what it actually used to be. So my goal with this new team is to turn what Chronic should have been, and that's pretty much it. I just don't like how they're two-faced and stuff. So
all right, man, I really appreciate you coming on here, explaining your side and everything. I'm sure people will enjoy it. Is there anything else you want to say before we end it?
No, not really. I mean, I guess of Nova, if anybody wants to join, everybody's welcome. Trying to give anybody that's talented an opportunity to grow.
Awesome.
That's pretty much it.
All right, man, I appreciate you coming on again. Feel free to check out Nova's Twitter if you guys are interested in joining them. All right, so that's the talk I had with X. The video's at like 18 minutes, and I had another talk with Han Tao, and it ran pretty long, so it's going to be a long video, guys, but jumping into that now, here is what Han Tao had to say about the situations.
Okay, so me sending that tweet to Whistles, that's 100% me, and I take full responsibility, and I do apologize for that. So first of all, I guess I'll address Kiri and how he's saying like, oh, I was trapped and they wouldn't let me leave unless I paid a 10K buyout. It was because at that time, Kiri like got super emotional because of a girl, and then people were making fun of him and I didn't see anything, and he literally just messaged me. I was like, hey, I'm leaving, right? Even though he was on contract. And then he just posted on Twitter, hey, I'm leaving Evade. And I was like, what the heck? Right? Because I didn't talk to him at all before. I just woke up and he posted, I'm leaving. And he acted super, super immature with me. And I was like, basically had to like strong arm him a little bit because he just was being super toxic to everybody. And it was just over a girl, and it was so stupid. Like, he didn't even talk to anybody. And the reasons why we have the buyouts is because we're getting bigger sponsors and sponsorship deals. For example, we did one, I think, a month or two ago with Little Pump, and then we were doing another one with the Chinese publisher. and we're also working on PC sponsors. So it's like, you know, what happens if I send out a PC or send out something significant like a chair or even merch, and then you just like, all right, see ya, thanks for the free shit, right? And then even when we did a introduction video, got editors to do stuff and offered the network as well. So that's the reason why. But I have let people go even though they were under a contract, and they didn't like, I didn't ask anything from them, because they, like, for example, Wavy Jacob just wanted to do his own thing and see what he could do, and he was under a 1-year contract, not a 6-month, because all their contracts now are 6 months, and I let him go. And then also JZM. So JZM, when he first signed, he's a Xbox player. He joined for like a week, and then he said, oh, I'm not really feeling it, or not really wanting to do this anymore. Then I let him go without him paying anything. And I've also helped Wavy Jacob with some other contract stuff and offers that he's gotten. So with the X thing, I'm gonna post my own response on Twitter as well. But basically, I'm sure everybody knows the background of X and Chronic. Jump back to now. X said that he wanted the team page back because he originally gave it to me when he was getting so much hate, and he privated his Twitter. And he said he wanted to start something with Sway and Derek, like what FaZe Mew did with Bunny Hop. I originally declined because I felt like something like what's happening now would happen. But then when I thought over it, like, there's no point not to, because it is his page that he started, even if I helped grew it to 30K more. And if I didn't, I felt like X would probably go off again on me and try to do something worse. So I just like, whatever, there's no point in making more drama. And then as soon as I sent it to him, and he's like, oh, I tried it out, it doesn't work. And then I reset it for him, and I tried to basically give him back the Twitter account. I deleted all the previous posts and erased everything. And as soon as I gave him the new information, like a couple hours later, Whistles from our team just left. Now that I know it wasn't just because X made a team, but because Whistles have been wanting to leave for a while because he wasn't really happy. And so I assumed that X tried to do the whole thing all over again, because when he tried to remake that Chronic, when I rebranded it to Evade, he's like, Chronic's still alive, because he didn't want to let it go. He made that team with Derek, Whistles, and some other ex-members. So he basically, I felt like it was the same thing, deja vu, and I got pretty triggered. So I do apologize for that. But in terms of how X is posting all of this and basically trying again to make some kind of rift, because he sent me a DM about some of the other members being mad at him. He made everything public, and he is trying to drag our name through the mud again. And when we had a meeting, because Whistles left, so everybody was kind of a little bit on edge, like, oh my god, is Nova gonna be more than Evade? And I had a team meeting with everybody just because I wanted to calm people down, because at the end of the day, Ghost is on X, Sway's on FaZe, right? So they can be part of it, but it can't be anything serious. So they couldn't get any sponsors or anything, because that directly conflict with what Ghost signed them to do and tried to do with them, right? So I already told everybody, you guys shouldn't be worrying about what other people are doing. Just focus on your own grind, right? Because people are worrying, oh my god, is X gonna try to do something, because it happened before. And I was just trying to calm everybody down in the meeting, and I think somebody told X, and now we're here.
So you're saying the meeting wasn't really that serious? Because it comes across as the meeting was, okay, how do we take them down? And stuff like that. That's what it came across from a lot of people.
There's no reason for me to do that, because X and Sway are already on teams. So there's literally no reason for me to do anything like that. And when people in the chat were like, oh, Whistles left, blah blah, I was like, guys, just let them be. And every time when drama happens, I try to de-escalate it. Every time when Whistles left, I told people guys, we have a lot of sponsors coming up. we have a lot of opportunities, and you guys shouldn't be worrying about like what X is doing, because their team isn't like as serious as an org, right? We have sponsors, we have things that we need to do, and we can't be focusing or like even trying to do anything to them.
So is that also when that message came out saying that X will destroy his own team anyways?
Yeah, because he has a lot of bad history, I guess. When you're talking with these kids, you have to do anything in your power to try to calm them down. And if they start getting scared and don't like take what I'm saying seriously, then they're just gonna freak out even more. And look at today, like I think 4 members left already. You know, it feels really bad to be like helping X, because I also helped him with some contract stuff, which I'm not gonna disclose yet, but I do have other evidence that I'm just gonna hold for now, unless it gets bigger, because I don't want this to go farther. But I helped him out with contract stuff because he needed some help, and you know, just like that feeling of, hey, you know, I gave your Twitter page back, I helped you with all this stuff, I backed you up when Halvik was doing his thing, and then now, you know, he's kind of trying to I guess ruin his whole team again, because he did send some of the members who were like, hey X, because somebody in my team asked X, or one of the people like, hey, can I be in your team and do some content with you guys? And then they're like, no, sorry, you're on contract, even though a lot of the people in the team are on contracts with other tier 1 teams. So
Yeah.
he made it kind of personal, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we're good here then. Unless like there's anything else you want to say.
Nope. If you need any information, you can verify it, but I'm gonna be posting a Twitter post as well.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Have a good day. And there it is, guys. That's the talk between me and Han Tao. A whole bunch of drama between him, X, Evade, New Chronic. It's insane, so be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Also, if you did make it this far in the video, you're insane. 27 minutes long. Absolutely insane. Hashtag insane in the comments if you made it this far. I'll be hearting everybody who did that. Other than that, guys, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. That's going to be it for me, though. I'm out of here. Peace.